Hello, there's a Fetterman with Congress and with Homeland Security. Since before it was Homeland Security, before Fetterman was with that committee, they had their proofs to his doctors personally with his mental health have roles of putting fake things in their delusions and databases. And they're forging and switching names into branch with people tied to Fetterman and his doctors, even if they weren't personally his doctors. They have interstates, they have triages. Those databases, they're putting fake transcripts in them, and they're putting delusions and replacing what our founders had declassified for us to communicate with themselves because of how they declassified information so we would know they had no free speech and how and why they didn't have free speech. You guys need to get them on paper, one name in sequence. Co-defendants of former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, and their family members are increasingly involved with campuses of all ages and nature, including medical and fire campuses, involved with predicate acts methods, identity theft, fraud, slanders, and roles with it are styles that can't afford that, depending that linguistically, syntactically, and afford to be, let alone to protract people with short words proper regarding the most principal things with American history, like how our founders did not have free speech. George Washington had to counter-extort the other founders, the other presidents, the other citizens, and the other Native American citizens, using James Madison's plan, the only name of the founder we know. And George Washington himself was counter-extorted. No one even allows people to be honest about the extortion of George Washington, and their delusions wrought too. Is what and valuing criminally foreign influence takes on American history and organized crimes with each age and nature of campus. Collusion/S. They have security guards of campuses, how they've been manifest through administrations, and how it changes through administrations. The difference of that also used remotely by the breaching method, using their identities remotely. The parties, their difference. We have the same color eyes, different color eyes at the same time. We are different species from other species bodies. We have the body of that which is generating species bodies, not as us, not as the other species bodies, but as what's generating the individual bodies of individual bodies and all group differences to show us its own body. We have a method of checking, which true always, per nature, how we think properly. I'm not even a doctor. Delineate the delusions from their criminally foreign influence, fact, human nature, quality, aspects and natures of organized crimes and crime methods relative here. I've been begging you guys to get one person on paper since before the World Trade Center attack. Before the World Trade Center attack, former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, and co-defendants of his and their lawyer and Hartford courts and people with the state of Connecticut judicial branch offices and corrections offices and campuses of all ages, including medical campuses. They've been hiding lie progressions by building predicate acts on top of predicate acts. And a breaching method has them, that outcome/S, has their rules with differences, has the roles with really how and why we have our country shared at campuses. Still criminally pointable, tactical delusions raw. It's all right if people want to make opinions, but we're only here fake. And people countering fake as fake. Everyone has excuses. No one allows those excuses to be addressed because of how every individual voice is attacked, including if they are a leader of people, including if they're the most powerful leaders of the world together. As long as we are systems tactical ulterior from the human species body of individual bodies and all group differences its way/S. In other words, it demonstrates to us with negative value nature progressions, acts, and natures. The breaching method before modern religious messages were even born, before America's founders were born. It forced roles with everyone as systems consciously tactical ulterior from natures, but using logic anyway, nature anyway, as systems tactical ulterior from its own. pretending other. That's only natural as criminal, and some things are only natural as criminal insidiousness nature. So please, Fetterman, do what's right and get them on paper, one name and sequence. All right, if you want to disbelieve, get them on paper, one name and sequence. You're trying to make people sick. How stupid you make that stupid look fake, pace. You have other people thinking for you in the background with fake databases and delusions raw. You guys can't even speak for black pupils, white survivors legitimately. Get the heck down. Get pen